Hi friends, this is Dr. Shivanagi Reddy and we are going to see how to write mid-exams well. So in a few days we are going to write the mid-exams. Based on my experience, I am going to give you a few advices so that it can be help you for the people who are writing the first time engineering mid-examination. So whenever you are going for the exam, always carry your required components starting with college ID, pencil, pen, calculator, scale, everything you have to carry. In the exam hall, don't ask someone else for pencil, pen. It will always irritate the other person and disturb the flow of the writing for yourself and for the other people. So always carry your all required components to the exam hall. Second thing is, make sure you are in your seat before 10 minutes of the exams. In engineering, we have a different rooms for the different sections along with their roll number. So it is always advisable to check your seating position in advance and be in the hall 10 minutes before of the exam rather than rushing after starting of the exam. Make sure you write in your roll number and other details proper. So once the exam time is started, you will be given the answer script first. There you have to enter your roll number, course, year, semester and your signature as well. Always better to be on time and complete the details as early as possible. Now you are ready for your exam. So once the exam question paper is given, kindly check whether you got your own question paper or from some different subject. Make sure you got the correct question paper. After that, don't rush to write immediately. First go through the question paper, read it carefully. Once you fill the data, and for next step is you have to plan for writing. What are the questions I have to write first, what I have to write second, like that you have to plan. So spend the sufficient time on planning. I hope minimum 5 minutes is sufficient for the planning of the exam. So if your plan is good, you can execute your exam very well. Based on our 2 hour exam, which is consisting of 120 minutes and having two parts, part A, part B. Part A has a 10 objectives, so you can write in 10 minutes. Within 4-5 minutes you can answer all the questions. And part B, 4 questions out of 6 you have to answer. So each questions you can make for 25 minutes each, so it will carry 100 minutes time you have to complete, and this is at 10 minutes. And another 10 minutes is 5 minutes is for your planning and 5 minutes for cross checking. So according to this you have to prepare the question and make sure you complete your question writing within 20 minutes, and then plus 5 minutes is the grace period. Means if any extra thing is required, there you have to write carefully. Now, so whenever you are writing, you are at to start the writing of the answers, make sure that you can take the question paper and see, and out of 6 select best 4 whatever you are very familiar with, and give the priority numbers. Your first and foremost should be well known, and whatever you know, 1 2 3 4, you can give the numbers. According to it, you have to write the answers based on whatever the questions they ask. Then part A answers should be kept at one place, so it will consist of 10 objective questions. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 you can write, and answers also by the side you write. So don't sprinkle your part A objectives here and there in between the long answer questions. It is highly irritating for the examiner who is evaluating your paper, and sometimes they may overlook the things as. So always keep your objective answers at one place. Cross check the question numbers before answering whether you are writing the correct question number or not. If that question consists of part A or part B, whether we are answering exactly part A or part B, clearly we have to mention. Say for example, one question has a part A and B, two parts are there. So whenever you are answering, make sure that 1A we can write, and another place whenever we are answering for B, 1B. So my advice is, wherever possible, always don't split the single questions into different parts. Always keep flow the answers. Then whenever you are writing the script, don't leave the blank spaces in your answer sheet. what you have to do is first start with the well-known questions, then fill it, then write the next question, write the next question, like that you have to go, not like that randomly you picked something and started written 5-10 minutes, then you got stuck and left the half page and then go to another question. This will always give more unnecessary stress on your mind. Then handwriting is a very important. If your handwriting is not good, then it will be difficult for you to score good marks. Always take care of your handwriting. If it is like this type, it will be difficult for the evaluator to read and give the marks. So make sure that as possible you write neatly and clearly without any overlapping, striking offs, and zigzag writing. And don't write blah blah things which are not related to your subject and asked questions. Whatever they ask the questions, you have to write for that only. Then draw the diagrams neatly, taking enough space, especially in case of physics and chemistry. We have the diagrams and they play the significant role. So whenever you are drawing the diagrams, make sure that you draw them neatly at the center of the page, not at a corner or edges, very small space. Draw the diagram neatly, you have enough space, and clearly mention each and every part in it, so that by seeing the picture people can understand clearly, because one picture is equal to the 1,000 words. So whatever you want to explain later, always you have to present your data as a picture or table neatly. Then write the theorems derivations step by step manner. Say for example you are doing a Schrodinger wave equation, so you have to start with the general wave equation, then what is psi, after that the general wave equations replacing, then you have to assume the general solution, derivation, substitution, everything you have to write the clearly, not a jig-jog way or making a strikes offs and all blah blah things. So if you want to practice roughly, you can use the last pages by using pencil. You can roughly derive there and then you write clearly here. But my advice is, before going to exam, practice yourself many times, so that you can write easily and with consistent in exam theater, rather than practicing in the exam hall. Exam hall is not meant for the practicing your numericals or objectives or derivations, anything. It is to write whatever you know already. Practice more these derivations and theorems, step by step manner you have to present. Then draw the graphs neatly with mentioning x and y axis clearly. So whenever you are drawing the graph, and neatly you have to show what you are taking on x axis and what you are taking on y axis, and clearly mentioning what the parameters related. If any formula you are writing there, then clearly mention what is that formula and each and every letter, as generally we do in lab exams. On the same line we have to follow here as well. If sometimes whenever we are doing it, if you get stuck or got confused, don't spend not more than 30 minutes at any cost, and some people are very crazy to write lengthy questions. Say for example, one question has part A and part B. They given as a part B 3 marks and part 2 B 1 mark and part B C 1 mark. Then what they will do is they will write 4 lines for this, and this is half page, this is half page. So it is a meaningless. Whenever your question and marks allotment is there, based on it you have to answer. So if it is a more marks, you have to write a more content related to it, and if less marks, you have to reduce and compress it and precisely present the answer, rather than explaining so many unnecessary things. Make sure you have to cut down the questions if it is going beyond your stipulated time, so that you can answer all the questions. So make sure you answered all required answers properly. We completed a writing, then we have to cross check all whether we presented everything clearly or neatly. Based on whatever they are asking, we have to write, not like that anything else which is related to it. So that's all the things we have to take care before going to exam. These are the summary what we are discussing until now. Take care of your handwriting, that will decide the marks. Basically, don't change the question numbers. So before leaving the exam hall, kindly cross check the question number and the answers from question paper to answer script whether you wrote clearly or not. Then draw diagrams taking enough space. Don't keep at the corners, edges. So always keep sufficient space to draw the diagrams and clearly mention everything. Then derive the derivations and write the theorems step by step manner. So wherever required, draw the graphs. So any diagrams are required, don't start at the early stage. So whenever you are writing, leave the sufficient space and write the answers, then draw the diagram, because sometimes the diagram will take lot of time. So take care about those things, especially when you are drawing a diagrams which is your favorite. Then don't spend more time on confusing questions or maybe extending more than 30 minutes in our case. And whenever you are selecting the questions for descriptive questions, so select your best ones. Then don't leave any blank space in the answer sheet. Once you complete your exam, whatever may be the blank sheets is, just simply strike off with the cross line, single cross line, and make sure you write your roll number and other details properly. Finally, you can cross check. So that's all for today's session. We will be back with another advice on the exam soon. Have a great day. See you.